James.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Portsmouth Coffee Talks Evening Edition. And I'm James Slim Overton, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Leah Drake-Stipp and Thomas the Colonel Chapman. Good evening, co-hosts.
Good evening, James.
A little
And
different
Colonel.
from those early mornings. Leah, you look a little bit more awake now.
Those early mornings are beating me up, James.
Yes, I know. I feel you. And
James, and this week I had 2 early mornings back to back.
Oh, how did you do that?
Monday and Norcom at 6:45 the next day.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I was going to be there, but I rolled over and it was.
I wish I could have.
Well, welcome everybody, and we had a little small talk there, but welcome everybody to Portsmouth Coffee Talks Evening Edition, like I said. And our special guest today is Renyatta L. Clark. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's still Banks.
It's still Banks?
It's still Banks.
No, what's with the, oh, okay, that's your Facebook name.
Yes, because I was getting too many, too many unwanted.
Oh, okay.
It's hard having this beauty, you have to.
Yeah, well now you're on Portsmouth Coffee Talk, and now the world knows.
That's a good thing, though. I love Portsmouth Coffee Talk.
Yes, at least for the reason you're here.
Yeah, and I have my coffee today.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to ask what's in this, but we'll
It's all coffee.
Yes, it is after 12, so you can do your thing. Anyway, welcome, Ms. Banks. We appreciate you, and this is not your first time on Portsmouth Coffee Talk. You've been even before we were Portsmouth Coffee Talk, you came on where you had to come in the studio. Now you can sit back and relax and join us by way of Zoom. But anyway, you were here to talk about a very special benefit concert that's coming up. So I'll let you talk about that. And then later on, we'll talk a little bit about, give us some updates about the Wesley Community Service Center, Inc.
Okay, thank you. So yes, we are planning our annual fundraiser, and this year it is a fundraiser concert at the Portsmouth Atlantic Union Bank Pavilion, September 17th. And we are bringing in Layla Hathaway and Robert Glasper, 2 awesome artists to help raise the funds that we need for the Wesley Center.
Yes, and also a comedian is going to.
Oh, Bi Dacious, of course. Yes, he's a local from here.
I wasn't familiar with him. I looked him up and I said, oh yeah, I've seen him. He's a pretty funny guy, and he's from Hampton Roads, by the way.
He is.
And
he works a lot with D.L. Hewley. Yeah.
And
works a lot with whom?
D.L. Hewley.
Oh, D.L. Hewley. Okay, all right.
And he's worked with some other big stars, like Paul Mooney and a lot of other big stars. I can't name them.
I really wanted Richard Pryor, but he was unavailable.
Oh yes, please! Yes. If you bring him back, hey, you're a good one. You're really good. You're really good at what you do.
I know, right?
But anyway, just having Layla Hathaway there. I mean, Donnie Hathaway's daughter. And if I might be dating myself, but not everybody knows who he is. But the guy, a song for you. He was made that song famous. And she is just as talented as he is. And anybody, you really want to make this concert and see her. And the Robert Glasper,
yes,
did I say that right? He's a very accomplished keyboardist. And I looked him up and realized that he had worked with a lot of different people too. So he's no slight on his own, and did a lot of things with her. So tell us, what is this concert? What is this going to benefit? I know it's going to benefit the Wesley Center, but is it specifically for a certain project you have going on?
Yes, so we are in the process of rehabbing the Wesley Center so that we can welcome back the free Head Start program. And in order to do that, we had to rehab the education wing of our building. So right now it has no HVAC. It's just dated. It's just out of code. So we have been working with the city for permits, as well as RRMM as our architects, to just really get this building up to code and ready for the children. So the plan is to break ground in December with hopes of bringing the children in around February or March. And we already have a waiting list for the children.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Because
And
it's
one last
so needed, so needed.
and one last thing, will this be in addition to another Head Start program in Portsmouth, or would this be replacing one? I believe they have a program at Douglas Park, or they did at one time at JFK Center.
I can't answer for that, but I do know that some Head Start programs did not make it through COVID.
Oh, okay.
So then you also have to remember, some people use the word Head Start and it's really not the federal Head Start program.
Okay.
So this one is the federal funded free to the family programs.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the Wesley Center was known at a time for its daycare program. I remember Mady's Anderson, Mady's, and also Leah Melton, both worked in that program, and they were really well known for the Head Start program there at the Wesley Center. So I'm glad to hear that it's coming back, because we do need some good educational facilities for our young people where they're going to get a good start for their entry into elementary school. So I'm happy to see that you're getting ready to do this. I had a question also about the concert. The concert's on the 17th. What time on the 17th?
At 8 p.m.
At 8 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
And how about while you're speaking of the times and the cost of tickets, or is there a buy head ticket discount or military discount, or what's the price range for the tickets?
Good question. The price range for the tickets start at $30 and max out at $90, but 90 is like right at the front. So those rows are already gone, but it's not a bad seat in the house. I've already checked the weather. It's going to be 89 degrees and sunny. So that's going to be a nice breezy September evening. And I believe it may be their last concert for the season.
Okay. And this is at the
Portsmouth Pavilion, but it's really the Portsmouth Atlantic Bank Pavilion.
Atlantic Bank Pavilion Center. Okay. So that should be nice. That should be a great final concert for the year.
Yeah.
Hathaway. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. For many years, her mother lived in Virginia Beach.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she has family around here. And so they're eating these tickets up. I'm just really excited. She just got her honorary doctoral degree from Berkeley College. So she's really accomplished. I'm really excited for her. And actually this weekend on my cleanup, everybody always got a cleanup song. I was listening to her dad, and then the Unsung came on, that show Unsung. And he was so talented. I mean, like at age 4, so talented, and that his grandmother actually saw that in him, which I really thought was great with the Head Start program, because so many children have learning disabilities that they might not even see them until 1st or 2nd grade. But early intervention, early Head Start, those types of evaluations could be made earlier that could really help a child. Yeah.
That is very true. That's very true. And how many children will you be able to take into the Head Start program once you have it up and running?
We're doing 2 classrooms of 18 apiece. And with that, we're looking to hire 4 teachers.
Okay.
So this is a great opportunity for a retired teacher or a teacher that just wants to come back and serve in the community. This would be an awesome position for them.
You all have the fundraisers. How could someone who wants to just donate to the Wesley Center, how would they do that? Because you're going to need money all year round, any kind of funds, because you have a lot of different programs going on there other than the addition of the Head Start that will be coming. So someone that wanted to donate or be a sponsor, or a company that wanted to be a sponsor or something like that, how would they go about that?
They could definitely give us a call at 757-399-0541, or they could drop a check in the mail to Wesley Community Service Center, P.O. Box 1396, Portsmouth, Virginia 23704. But we love company. Miss Leah came in there. You saw our closet. It's awesome.
Clothes closet, the food.
Yeah, it's
food area.
Like groceries. It's a little grocery store inside of our building. So I think we have okra this week, snap peas, cantaloupe. It's a beautiful place, and we serve so many. I think we're about 520 per week.
Uh-huh.
So it's a huge need. You don't need anything to come and get food, but a smile. You know, people always, I don't need to bring, no, you don't need your ID or your income. All we just want you to do is come in and get what you need for your family.
And you have the fresh vegetables, you have the canned goods, and then you have the frozen items in the back. So you're not just limited to just canned goods or the perishables.
Right.
You get to choose from a variety of areas.
Last week we had crawfish poppers.
Crawfish poppers. Wow.
It sounds good.
I didn't taste them, but yeah, I got reviews and they said they were awesome. Just make sure the grease is really hot. You know, we get some awesome things. We've had oysters on a half shell before. You know, it's just so the Wesley Center is just an awesome place right now to be at.
Well, let me ask you this. Go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you still have your tutorial program going on? Will that start now that school has started? It's
going to start now that school has started, which all of our teachers, tutors are all certified teachers in the discipline that they tutor. So I do not tutor. I'm not a certified teacher. People ask me that all the time. I don't tutor. I don't have that in me. I know.
Are the classes in person, online, or both?
Both. Absolutely both. We would love to have more children in person, but we understand that some parents just can't get their children to the Wesley. So we do it by Chromebook. It's still one-on-one. And it's awesome.
So I think I asked this before, since you're online like that, so this is not just for the surrounding communities, it's for anybody throughout the city of Portsmouth, but I guess your focus,
absolutely.
Your focus might be on the surrounding communities, but you know, because I think a lot of people know about it, but a lot of people don't. And it's amazing all the different programs or activities or what you offer. You know, it just seems like, you know, more people. Well, you said you get about 500 people coming through, but what about the educational programs? Are you getting the enrollments like you should?
So what we do, we just keep a Excel spreadsheet from all the programs that we have. So we will let you know exactly what's going on, if we have tutoring going or this and that. And I'm learning that the problem is people know that it's a building there to help them. They may not necessarily know it as the Wesley Center. Some people still call it the Martin Luther King Church.
Yes, exactly.
Or the church on the corner. And I guess we're just trying to stay focused on being able to serve the people that's there. And it is the Martin Luther King Church. That's a true statement, but I mean, I don't know. It's like a double blade, like what to do.
And with the church, is there someone utilizing the church area at this time?
No, we will rent that out or let people use it for funerals or community meetings or things like that. Just trying to be a resource for the community.
And that's good to know, because a lot of people call at times looking for a place to host the funeral of a loved one, because many of the churches have not yet started back allowing funerals to be inside the church. So it's a good thing for individuals out there in what do you call it, land? What kind of land, Colonel?
Confederate land.
No. We're not talking about them, Colonel. Colonel, we're not bringing them in today. But anyway, for those out there in electron land, to know that
electron land. But yes,
to know that it is available to them should they need it for something for their families. And they would just contact you, Renyatta, right?
Yes. But sometimes it's very successful, but sometimes, especially with the COVID guidelines, they don't want to do like whatever the recommended amount of people are. And it's so hard to say all these family members can't come in. So we just really try to balance it out and spread them out. Because the church at one point could hold over 200 people, which means like really 100 people now. But yeah.
This might help bring the Colonel in a little bit here. Do you all notify the military families? You know, sometimes military families come in here and then they look for special programs like that for their children.
Oh, we love them. We have so many military moms that volunteer with us. keep our clothes closet together. Because yeah, they're looking for something to do. And since we're a part of Volunteer Hampton Roads, if they just go in to Volunteer Hampton Roads and put in their zip code, they will see that the Wesley is there, the opportunities that we have. They're the best. Like, oh my gosh, they're great. Absolutely great. So they're always there. And they're part of our tutoring program and all those other great things that we have going on.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
You know, it's important that as I bring up Slim and you talking about the military families, yes, and those military members and spouses or whoever, they do a lot of volunteers throughout the Commonwealth, and so you know we have to give our hats off to them. But it's important that just recently, actually over the last couple of days, that there was a report that just came out, talked about the learning deficits that the kids nowadays had suffered post COVID, and there's a big gap, especially in people of color, and so it's real important that that these programs like Head Start and preschool, it's important that the young kids get this Head Start because historically we have always lagged behind our counterparts, you know, starting at the front end, you know, in the first, second, third grades, because we don't have those preschool programs like Head Start or whatever. And it's what's really important now, and I go back to what Slim was getting ready to let me in the door on this one is, this is election season. So programs like Head Starts, which is a federally backed program, every Republican in the House and the Senate voted against money for Head Start programs. So they've always been against just not people of color, but they've always been against poor people. And so that's something to think about when you go to the polls, that they're just not against you, they're against your kids. So I just have to put that out there for that. And so, and the other piece is, you know, and this Head Start is the federal, you know, for those out there in electron land, Head Start program is a federally based program that promotes school readiness for children under 5 from low-income families by enhancing the cognitive and social, emotional development. And those are the folks that are kids, your kids that are out there in electron that have been targeted, or what we call the kids that are left behind. And so for your kids to get caught up so they can have statistically, those kids will catch up and achieve, and then also graduate in the high school and have better preparation, be better citizens, the statistically across the nation, those who that attend these kind of programs. So look at when you, if you like those kind of programs to continue, you need to like get off the couch and go vote. Because you have these Confederates out there, and you know who they are, that are against you, and they're against your kids. Enough said.
You know, I'm gonna tell you, Colonel, that's a great, that's absolutely true what you said. My mom's cousin is Dexter Manley, the football player. And he was pushed through school.
Yes, he was. Yes, he
could not
was.
read, he could not write. And since, you know, he was good enough just to play football for them, and wound up being in prison and addicted to heroin. And it was just like, he was washed up. Like, once you have to like push your children, not just let people push them through school.
Exactly.
And so it really makes the parent be accountable for that, because it's, to me as a mom, if my children don't do well, I feel like I'm not doing well.
Exactly.
And so it's like, okay, I have to step my game up. But my mom and dad, they both worked full time, and they put us in Head Start just so we can get social skills. Because me and my 2 sisters were like Charlie's Angels. Like, we talked pig Latin to each other, nobody else, you know, we were just constantly with each other. and it wasn't the best thing because we wasn't trying to make friends because we was like, we just got ourselves.
Mhm.
So to go in there and be separated, it really made us be a lot more sociable, a lot more sociable. Because when my parents moved to Detroit, my dad went there to be an engineer for Chrysler. We didn't have any family, so it was just like us. 'Cause my family is from North and South Carolina, and so we had to do those things. So she put us in Girl Scouts. She just did everything so that we can become more sociable, and it really has improved a lot because I feel like I'm really sociable now. But every once in a while, I can get shy.
Oh, I haven't seen
But
that side of you.
yeah, but yeah, it's true. You have to like really be mindful of your elected officials,
Exactly.
what they're doing in Richmond, what they're doing in Washington, D.C., and just what they're even doing at the city level,
Mhm.
just to make sure that they're doing the best that they can for you and your family. So saw y'all was talking to the comedian Cleta, and he was like, somebody said, stop voting for your friends.
That's right.
And I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? That's how it used to be in high school. Like, good and well, your friend should not be class president.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
you just
Exactly.
kind of like, okay, let me just do this just because. You really got to be bold and take a stand and just say, no, this
It's
is,
not the time. You
yeah,
know, I cannot do this with the
Right.
crisis that the city is in now. You need to make sure you have competent people
Mhm.
who are elected, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sorry, we're not talking politics today, but we will.
But
But
it is because
but
it's a federal head start. And that's
it
the only
is, it
way,
Yeah,
is,
that's
it
that's the
is.
only
they
way it's
say.
gonna stay alive.
And also, like once again, like we say, and those local individuals can have a major impact on the Wesley Center as well, because when they have community funding come down, and you have to go to inquire about some community funding, you have to have people who are knowledgeable about funding and funding sources,
Right.
so that they can bring the money into the city. So that is crucial. It's
Yeah.
crucial.
So, and I'll make a point here. We're talking about politics. In the last forum that they had, and one of the questions that they gave all the candidates, and I don't think any of them really answered it sufficiently as I would have done. But they asked a question about this $2 million that they gave to one of the community groups that Bobby Scott has put an earmark in, that they brought it down to the city of Portsmouth, to one of our community organizations here.
Actually,
And
it was Louise and Don Scott.
Don Scott.
Don Scott. Mhm.
Yes. And so, but I think and Don Scott, yes. And that was $2 million. And then they talked about the accountability of that, but that was the earmark for it. And so if you don't have the people that think like, that want to help us, and if we don't keep them there and get more like-minded people there,
Exactly.
then you won't see that money come down again.
Exactly.
And you got people running now, what I call, like when I mentioned Bobby Scott, the guy named Steppen is running against him, and you got what's the nurse practitioner running against Laura?
Yeah. Don't even call her name.
Yeah, I don't want to call her name because it disgusts me that she is running on a platform of nothing. People are going to vote her in. Because her town base, her real base is in Virginia Beach, that I could talk about them all day. But if we don't go out and vote, that money that helps these programs like the Wesley Center will cease to exist in the future, because under this auspices of we can't afford it, or we want to cut down inflation by cutting the government money off to them. And when they say them, it's that secret language about us. If we don't get out and vote, it's on you.
That's right. That's right.
It's on you. You will increase the prison pipeline by letting these folks in. Because that all they believe in is law and order, as long as they're locking us up and locking our children up. And then so programs that Ms. Banks has here is stemming that tide. Enough said.
Enough said.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep it simple.
You did well, Colonel. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. I'm
Wesley
really
Center's
proud of
gonna-
you.
Wesley Center's going to need that local support too. So
Exactly.
who you put in locally is going to help, because that's
Yeah.
where Wesley Centers and organizations like hers start, with the support of the local politicians. And I don't know how much money is allocated to you from the city. Anything come to you from the city?
Well, to rehab the building, like some of the things are covered through rehab, but it's never enough. And they, that's why we have to fundraise.
Right,
the
right.
profit. That's our backbone, because nothing is promised for the next day.
So that proves my point. Locally, we have to make sure we put the people in there that see the need for organizations like yourselves, and where it starts here locally. You have to properly fund locally to convince those people above you that it's a program or organization that's worth funding. So,
Right.
Well, that's a good point. That is a good point that I just can't let go, Slim.
go
I
ahead.
just can't let it go, because you said you got some funding from the city,
Yes.
and it's probably a minuscule amount of money that you really need. Even though we've got 2 incumbents running that we haven't heard from. Is probably you won't hear from them until a week before the election, and they got their signs up. And I don't even have to name their names, but people in electron land, you can look it up who the incumbents are. Have you seen them coming down to your center to try to do anything to support you in your organization, or anything that's to help these kids out here? Rather than during election time.
I can say Councilman Lucas is always a support to us. Whenever I call her, if she can help, she's helping. And I truly love that about her. I think she's so awesome. But
how about the 2 who are running for re-election?
who's running for re-election?
Oh, Mark and
No. Wooded in battle.
huh? I mean, yes.
Wooded in battle.
Wooded in battle, yes. Christopher, I'll call him Christopher. And Paul Battle.
Okay, point taken. Let's save that
We
for.
don't want to put her on the spot right now, Colonel.
Let's save that for.
I like to call it like it is. I'm gonna help you answer the question.
I know it, but we have the Wesley
I'll
Center
answer it
here
for you.
now.
Just
We
say
want to focus
don't
on that.
say nothing. I'm
We
gonna
got
answer
the
it. Say
candidates.
no.
We got the candidates coming up. We
Yeah,
got
we
them
can
coming
ask
up,
them when they
coming
come.
on the show, and
I'll
we have
ask
plenty of time
Yeah,
to
when they come on, we
address.
can ask them.
Oh, those
things
2 ain't coming. Remember, they're not coming.
Well,
They may change their mind.
anyway, you can address that there. Let's take
Yeah.
the focus back to
Yeah, you take it back
Wesley
to them.
Center and the benefit concert that's coming up. We want to, somebody just tuning in, they might want to know that give that information again about the concert. Because we want, now you said the tickets are selling well, but we want you'd like it to sell out if
I
possible.
definitely would love for it to sell out. I would absolutely love for the event to sell out. Because it's a twofold. We want to raise money, but we also want to raise awareness for what the Wesley is doing in the community. Someone had actually told me that the Wesley may be the oldest nonprofit in Portsmouth. I said I was going to try to research that, maybe, on one of these rainy Sundays that I don't have anything to do. But I just love the fact that when I look at these old pictures, has just always been a staple in the community. Before I came, I don't know if the Wesley was going to make it another year or 2 because it was so dormant. But the Wesley is really doing great things. That's our little slogan. Great things are happening at the Wesley Center. We love that we're helping so many families, and we love to help more. And then when we were selected to be the Head Start location, oh my gosh, that just did it. Because I know that's what's in our building. That's what our building is used to, with children. So
And they selected y'all before the renovations. I guess it was more on what you all actually do there with what you have. And then you had to come back and fundraise to make sure the building is proper.
Yeah, and that's the hard part. It's like try to make people understand that I want it to be like I live there. Like I want to send my children there. I don't want it to be just putting lipstick on a pig. I want it to be nice, clean, and neat. And I'm just excited that this is going to happen. And I'm probably going to faint the day that it happens. So
you said the renovations will begin when?
December.
In December. And you're hoping to have them completed prayerfully by?
We're going to say March, because it's a lot of electrical that has to be updated. It's not enough amps, which I'm glad, we did bring in the proper people, because, people will just plug in stuff and it probably would be a fire in the wall.
Exactly.
So I'm just glad that we were able to actually do it professionally.
And Renyatta, and I think it's good for the public to know that what the services of the Wesley Center is not just limited to the South Side community.
No, it's not.
Anyone in the Portsmouth area can come in and they can visit your clothes closet. They can visit your food bank. They can have their children for tutoring. And they can also eventually have their children in the daycare program.
And the plan is, when the Head Start starts, is to have wraparound services for the family. So like job development, interview skills while they're still there, because we want the whole family to grow, not just the children. So it's, that's our hope, is to be able to help the entire family.
And that's so important, because so often we have programs in the community for the children, but then we send the children right back into that environment that took them to the place where they are. So when we can work with the families, when we can assist the families and get them in a better place, then when the children leave your daycare center, they too will be in a better place once they get into the home environment. So I'm glad to see that you're not only talking about helping the children, but providing programs for the parents so that they can move to the next level as well. So that's a good thing.
And then I'm glad you said the word parents, because so many times people focus on children and the mom.
Exactly.
And it should be a dad in that household. So we're hoping to be able to give them some resources to help them with their next step. It's so many awesome programs out there, like Portsmouth Economic Development. They have some awesome programs for CDL, hospitality.
Exactly.
It's so many programs now that will even pay you to complete the program.
Exactly.
And I'm loving that. And I just would love to just see that whole family come back together and everything. Yeah.
That is good.
And I think, you do have some of those single family households, and it's a good opportunity too for those men to volunteer to come in and help out. It's a lot of different groups out here for men looking for opportunities to come in and help out with some of the children that come in there from those single family homes. So I guess you have that. I mean, I guess that happens there. I know at one time you all were setting up a program for that. Is that still in place?
Yeah, but with the children, it's a special volunteer for that, because they have to pass all the
background check and all of that.
But it's always something going on at the Wesley that they can come in and volunteer or be a part of. And I don't know, when you grow up in a 2-family household and you see how it should be, or you would want it to be, I don't think any woman has a child and say, oh, I want to be a single mom. And I don't think that's like their goal. And it's just heartbreaking sometimes. Yeah.
And not to be sexist, not everybody, you said, talking about a single mom, not everybody wants to grow up and be a single dad also.
That too.
Exactly.
They're raising kids.
Yeah.
I gotta step up and make there too.
Yep, all 3 of them.
All 3 of them.
And you talked about awareness. I hope you get an opportunity like you did at the gospel show to come up and give a speak, because some of those people in attendance might not have known much about the Wesley Center. So hopefully you have a larger audience too.
Yeah, after that day, so many people was like, are you located on AM at the Martin Luther King Church? So I was like, maybe when the renovations are over, we can kind of the Wesley Center at the Martin Luther King Church to try to bring that name back, because
Right,
that's
right.
what a certain generation knows it as.
Mhm.
So yeah, so many people have come and said, even Peggy Britt, she's like, I started my church in this
She
building.
did. That's right.
And it's just amazing how many people have just grown from the Wesley Center.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
many different programs. Just going through and cleaning out stuff is so many. These pictures are wonderful. To
Well,
see
I
Mr.
hope
Thatcher
you
with
don't.
black hair.
If you find any Sankofa stuff, because we think we left some boxes up in there. So if you find anything that has Sankofa's name on it, it's us, because we used to meet at the Wesley Center as well.
Oh, it's probably still there.
So
It's
I know
probably still there.
I know they didn't get all the boxes out. So
Mm-mm.
if you see
No.
anything,
Was it like school supplies and stuff?
school supplies and
Paint?
yep.
No, it's still there. We put it in the closet. But it's just awesome. And I'm just glad that I'm there. I love working there. I love
Yeah.
seeing changes. People always talk about everything that happens there, and only great things happen at the Wesley Center. And I've never had an issue, and I feel safe. We have a whole truck there. No one has ever messed with our truck.
Exactly.
So we're there for the community, not to hurt the community. So yeah.
And you have a board of directors there and quite a few volunteers. How would someone who would like to be involved and maybe become a part of the board or be a volunteer there, how would they go about that?
Right. So right now, our board president is actually Colonel Waters from the Sheriff's Department. You can definitely reach out to him or send us an email or call. Or I love for people to come by, because when they come in, they're like, this is not even the same place. So just to come in, but we're serious. Like, we're serious about the Wesley. This is not like a resume builder. We work at the Wesley Center. I will put you off if you come in there and you're not coming to your meetings and everything. You have to have this in your heart. And so that's what we're looking for.
So how many board members do you have, and what is the maximum capacity for board members?
So right now we have 7, and our max is 13.
Okay. And you definitely want working board members. You don't want anyone there just sitting and holding a space.
Right. Working and thinking.
Right. Right.
Like, you can, just have some ideas and just want to see something change. You have to believe that change can happen. Like, probably not people, but we can only control the Wesley. We have to be able to conform to the community that we serve.
Where everything is local. If you change, what you're doing is changing from the ground up. And I gotta thank you for that ahead of time.
Thank you.
Changing one life at a time, each child at a time.
Well, you definitely brought new life to the Wesley Center. And at first, when they told me the open area was gone, I said, oh my goodness, no, not the open area. That's where we had our little plays and stuff. But you have utilized the areas very well. And I like the way that you have the clothes closet set up. It's not like you're just rummaging through junk. You really have it set up well. And as I stated before, the food pantry area is exceptional. It's exceptional.
Thank you for that. I really kind of base it off like my home. Like my home is always what my dad called it, company ready. It's not a thing like, oh, I'm so sorry, my house. No, we got to stay ready. That's and I just wanted to be there. I wanted them to see what it should be like. It shouldn't be a wreck. You can't get anything done in chaos. So just try to remember that and just keep everything clean and safe and ready.
And plus it's inviting when people come in, so that's important too. When people can feel that, when they feel comfortable, when they come into the building, feel like you really want them there. Not that they're imposing upon you with their presence. So that's a good thing as well.
That's true. We would love for the IC Northam Alumni Association to come down and spend a day with us one Saturday.
Well, that sounds like That sounds like something that you and I can talk about, and we can probably make that happen.
Mhm.
So we can get together and definitely do that. And especially we want you in our parade also
Yeah.
on the last October, November. Okay.
We will be there, yes.
Okay.
I'm
And that
sorry.
goes for other organizations. I'm sure you have been a member of AKA, the Alpha, was Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Yeah,
Did I get that right?
or you could have just said the first and finest, either way.
Okay. Well, the other members of the Divine Nine, maybe they could be a
Oh,
part
they
of
have
that.
showed us so much love.
Mhm.
All the way down to the links and everyone else. I know the links on Divine Nine, but everyone that comes there says, like, I was here for this at the Wesley Center. I came here for this at the Wesley Center. And it's all just awesome. And I just love how they come back to the Wesley Center and want to donate clothes or spend a day with us or feed the homeless there. It's just awesome.
Yeah,
It's
since you said that, are
absolutely
you still collecting clothing?
We are. We absolutely are. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, because we about to
And
switch the closet over. We switch it for the season.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Mhm.
so what day people can bring clothing any day, or I know it's probably one day you all are closed.
So Monday and Wednesdays are always the best days to bring in donations because our volunteers are
Mondays
there.
and Wednesdays.
Yes, between 9 and noon, so that the volunteers can go through it. Because Tuesday is food pantry day, and then Thursday is like our admin day. So that's when we do our reporting, and we're back there on Saturdays.
Okay.
Mhm.
I have a question for you. Have y'all done any long-term studies on the success of your program, of the kids and their successful academic achievement?
That is something that we're about to start tracking since we have been in our tutoring program for 2 years. So we're going to start tracking it to collect the data so that we can see it. But we would love you to come and volunteer and get that started for us.
Okay.
Put him to work. He needs
I know.
he needs some more work.
So, okay. Yeah,
He needs more work to do.
I know. Lord have mercy. Yes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so,
Colonel.
so you have just voluntold him, okay?
Yes.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
you see,
Colonel.
I didn't get eye contact on that one.
I know, no eye contact at all.
Mm-mm.
He still got his head down, if you
Mhm.
notice.
I'm writing my notes here.
Okay, James.
Yeah, Colonel will follow up on that.
Oh, he
Oh,
will.
good.
And he brought that up because I was going to ask, do you ever get people that went through the program to come back and say, this is what I'm doing now, and things like that, which falls in line with what the Colonel asked and what you're all about to do, because that helps going forward
Yeah.
too, as far as
Now we
funding.
have had a lot of success stories with people who come there for for something, and either we dress them for a job interview and they receive the job, or help someone get into recovery to get into treatment. So those success stories we definitely have, but of course they're very few right now, but we hope to have more. But we're really excited to see what we can do with the children.
So if someone is in need of services for treatment, they can
Mhm.
call you and you can direct them in the direction in which they
Yeah.
need to go.
We do referrals for
Okay.
mental health or drug treatment, but starting October 1st, we're actually going to have someone on site that can do a mental health or
Oh,
drug
good.
intake.
Assessment. Good.
Yeah, assessment.
Good.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Mhm.
good.
You know, the other question I have, though, off my list here is those who are, say you get a student teacher from one of the local universities, does volunteering there require count as some of their volunteer hours or some of their practical hours or whatever?
Absolutely, on the Head Start side.
Yes.
They will have a curriculum and everything. We get social work interns every semester from Norfolk State. They're awesome, and they get a lot done. They've helped us a lot with our tracking to be able to track things.
Mhm.
And then the system that we use for our food distribution, that tracks as well. So we
Mhm.
can see how many is in their household, how often they are having food. And it's also a way that, because we can see if they go to any actual food pantry that's connected to the food pantry, the main one, the food bank of Southeastern Virginia and in Norfolk. We can see when is the last time they went to a pantry. And so sometimes if we don't see them, I can go on and say, well, maybe they've gone somewhere else. And if they haven't been anywhere else in a while, it does make me concerned and just try to reach out to them. And most of the time they either in a hospital or at the Portsmouth jail. So
one of my residents.
yeah. So but at least we know they're still with us.
Exactly.
So that's a plus. Yeah. I was actually going to ask you, does the jail do anything like allow people to come in to talk about the resources in the community? So when someone does come out, they know where to find different resources?
Yes, we have historically, but since COVID, we've been kind of, since it's such a closed environment, we've been kind of keeping things, limiting the number of folks coming in. However, the sheriff has said that he's going to start, that he would like to have the reentry program started again. And when we have reentry, we invite people from the community to come in to share with the young men or women who are part of the reentry program, whatever resources are out there for them. So I would definitely keep you in mind once the program has started up. We've not started the program yet because the Portsmouth Volunteer for the Homeless, they're using our work center. And that's the area in which we usually do our reentry program. So, so once we start up again, I will surely let you know, because we try to give the guys as many resources as possible so that they will not have to come back to the Portsmouth City Jail.
So are they able to take something out with them when they do leave? Like, can we leave a
oh yeah, we have people who leave items for them once they're discharged, with items that may be a bus card, it may be a bus pass, it may be some little food items, it may be like a washcloth, toothbrush, things of that nature. A little what do you call them bags again?
Care packages.
Care package. Thank you. Yeah, we have some individuals who prepare little care packages. I know that the Deltas did recently provide little care packages for the guys when they were getting out. So they have something once they get out, not just walk out with nothing in their hands, but what they walked in there with.
Because I know before COVID, a lot of people would come down and just say, I just got out of jail and I need clothing. And
exactly.
But now it's so slow. And I think it is because it's still that COVID.
Exactly. Because we had even established a clothes closet at the work center as well.
Okay.
But however, like I said, since COVID, in 2 years, we really haven't done too much with that at all.
Okay.
But that's a good thing. And I will stay in touch with you on that too. So I see you about the Norcom situation and about those individuals who are getting out of, who are being released.
Yeah, and even like some GED tutoring or anything like that.
Yes, definitely so. Definitely.
I mean, we got a lot of time.
And people will be able to go to Ticketmaster, right? And
yes, Ticketmaster.com.
And they probably hopefully it'll be sold out, but they can buy tickets the day of at the bus.
But we're gonna say that it's gonna be sold out. We're gonna speak into that. That is gonna be sold out.
Claim it.
Please just share it. I would love for this to be something that grabs on to Portsmouth and just really, really brings everyone together in a nice little safe concert.
Exactly. So once again, for those who are just coming on, once again, share where the concert is, who's on the concert, the time, the date, and the amount.
Okay, September 17th this year at 8 p.m., Portsmouth Pavilion. We are hosting Layla Hathaway and Robert Glasper. Please come out. Tickets can be sold at Ticketmaster.com all the way to the hour before the event starts. I've checked the weather. It's going to be in the 80s, a nice pretty breeze. And come on out and support the Wesley Center.
Okay.
And there are no COVID restrictions, but be mindful, whatever your personal choices are. I'll be there with my mask on. So I still believe that, we need to protect ourselves. Certain especially certain people that might be compromised. So
Yeah, that's true.
Immunocompromised, yes.
even though we're outside, keep that in mind. You'll be in close proximity of
Mhm,
each other. So,
mhm.
Good
Yeah.
point.
yes.
Good
Well,
point.
Hope to see all three of y'all there with 500 of y'all friends.
Well, I missed the last concert, so I am definitely preparing for this concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you please share it to the Alumni Association as
I
well?
certainly will. I will put it on our
Okay.
line for them, so they would know as well about the concert.
you.
So we'll definitely do that.
We'll keep
And in
pushing
fact, if
it
you shoot
up
me the
to the date.
flyer, I can shoot it out to the Alumni Association as well.
Okay, I can do that today.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
What's the capacity down there anyway? You mentioned 500.
It's actually, it holds like 6,000 and something people. So in our head, we like, okay, we're gonna go for 2,000 people because we do still want people to be able to be spaced out and
Exactly.
comfortable. So we're not trying to like sardine anyone.
Mhm.
So we're also not trying to be greedy. We're just trying to, again, raise some money and bring awareness of the Wesley Center.
Exactly. The Wesley
it's
Center that's
awesome.
doing
Great things.
great things in the community, from the clothes closet to the food area to the tutoring, and soon a Head Start program.
No, that is going to be awesome. That
It
Head Start
really
gonna be
is. It
absolutely
really is.
awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we're winding down to the 6 o'clock hour. So, and we appreciate you coming on, and we'll continue to share your information with the public. And hopefully you can get as many people that come down to Sunset Thursdays. By the way, tonight is the last night for the
I
Sunset
thought last
Thursdays.
week was the last night.
It's tonight. Tonight is
And,
the
and
last
who's
night.
there tonight, James?
I have no idea. I'll probably go down there, but no, I don't know. It's never mattered to me who was there because it
Yeah,
was
it's just this
just
being there
yeah,
and
being
hearing
there
the
and
music
friendship.
and
So tonight is the last night. So make it down there, and then hopefully all those people come to your event.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think the last couple of weeks they have been announcing it.
Yeah.
Good. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Mhm.
And James, and before we go, we have to express our condolences to the Queen's family. Queen Elizabeth, 96 years of age, passed today, and she's been in that monarchy forever. Was it 70 years? 70
70
years. She went in as a queen when she was 25 years of age, 96 years old. She passed today, and our condolences to those who are in the English family over there in England. And also, once again, one other thing I had to mention, James, and I should have written it down. So I guess I didn't, but it'll come to me. Oh,
mention
also,
that about the alumni and the difference between.
yeah. And
what's
so I
the-
just began a lot of calls from individuals who are asking about this grand reunion on the last at the homecoming. I just want everyone to know it's not a Norcom Alumni Association event. And we pray for those who are having it. And we pray that those who are having it will give something back to the school by using the school name in order to generate individuals to come to the event. But it is not an IC Norcom Alumni Association event. And from now on, whenever the Alumni Association is having an event, we will have our logo attached to it so you can know that it is definitely Alumni Association event, because all the events that we have, the proceeds go to the school and to the students. That's our purpose, is to make sure that we can help the school out, help the students out. So I'm praying that whoever's doing that will give something back to the school.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And also, to be clear, they are advertising that it's the 110th year of the school, which is actually next year.
Our
And the
110th year is
the
not until
actual
next
alumni
year.
is planning something for that. So not discouraging anybody from going to this event, but I would hope in the future that this group will, be better, use better information when they use
Exactly.
when they use the IC Norcom name and
Grand Reunion.
miss the
because
celebration by a whole year.
Exactly. And Grand Reunion is something that we started in the 1990s. And it's something that we do every 4 years. in which we bring all the classes back to celebrate together. So this is not a grand reunion. It's not our grand reunion year. Grand reunion year is next year. We'll be 110 years of age next year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So just have to get it out there because I'm
Yeah.
getting so many calls and people are concerned. And
Bottom
so-
line, it's not a sanctioned event from the
Exactly,
Alumni
From
Association.
the alumni.
Yes.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And we've been,
Played
and
off.
we have been incorporated and an association since 1983. So, and we are a nonprofit. So I don't know who the individuals are who are having it. I don't know if they're nonprofits, but we are a nonprofit. So we don't want our incorporation to be messed up or our nonprofit status to be messed up by being attached to something that we're not a part of.
Mhm. Good point.
Okay, I'm glad you cleared that up and hopefully.
Well,
people-
I'm gonna just say this. When I first moved here from Detroit in 03, I learned about the IC Norcom alumni. You see, I didn't say nothing because when I first got here, I would see these Letterman jackets. I'm like, what college is that? What college is that? And they were like, oh, honey, that's IC Norcom. That's a whole vibe right there.
And honey,
So-
they feel very strongly about it too. I mean, my phone was going off the hook last night. People were concerned and upset, you
He
know.
said, let me get this president on the phone. Let me get president on his phone to clear this up.
I had to put a disclaimer out there late last night and again this morning. So it's not us, okay? And I pray that all goes well because we also have to be careful of if an incident takes place, it's going to be associated with the IC Norcom Alumni Association. So we have to make sure our name is not associated with what's taking place on that homecoming weekend. Only thing we have homecoming weekend, folks, is the parade and the game. The parade and the game. Next year, we will have all of the big activities going on next year.
Mhm.
Okay. You
Good
got
point.
me scared.
Okay, thanks everyone for watching
Thank you.
tonight. And
Thank you, Renyatta. Don't forget to send me the
Renyatta.
flyer.
Okay.
Thank you so very much. And I look forward, and I hope that each of you who are out there listening will tell all your friends, let's go and get together and see Layla Hathaway on the
Yeah.
17th at 8 o'clock at
Yes.
the Pavilion, downtown
Yes,
Portsmouth.
ma'am. Thank you so much
And-
for having me again.
For those who've never seen her perform, you won't be disappointed.
Exactly.
You won't be. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you all. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
very much.
Bye-bye.
take care. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Portsmouth Coffee Talk,
Portsmouth Coffee Talk is here for our voice.
our community.
In our future.
Amen.
All right.
Let me stop this just a minute.